Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of the Suited Shootist. I'm gonna try and make this one fairly quick, and it's another one of those thoughts that occurred to me that I feel compelled to share because I wish somebody had told me this sooner, or I wish I'd come to this realization sooner. It's this: sometimes you are not what's holding you back. Sometimes it can actually be that you need a fresh perspective, and that you may have sort of maximized the environment where you're at. Now, for me, this kind of came about when I changed jujitsu gyms. Now, I'm going to say right up front, this is not a knock on the place that I came from. Solid bunch of guys, they're doing good stuff. The atmosphere, the delivery method, and the overall culture just wasn't conducive to what I needed. Every relationship is going to be different. And, whether that is a professional relationship, a romantic relationship, or the relationship that you have, with the people at your gym, sometimes they're just not as compatible as they need to be. And I've made a whole lot more progress at my new gym than I did previously. And again, I don't hold that against them. It's not their fault. I should have been, cognizant of that. Again, when I was kind of coming up in the training space, and I can't believe I've been doing this long enough to say that, but I came on the scene of all this, 2008-ish. So it was really in that peak of like, you don't shoot dots until you learn how to shoot irons on a rifle. You don't make any modifications to a gun until you have just absolutely maxed out your ability with a bone stock pistol or rifle, yada yada. Basically, grind out and do all the work before you look at anything that can facilitate the process. Hard work is important. There's also merit to working smarter, not harder. Because at the end of the day, especially if you're like me, this is not your day job. So there is even less resources and time to dedicate to this. And then you also don't have sort of the driving factor of a bunch of other guys on your team relying on your skill set as well. Yes, you may have family members, friends, and all that, but the stakes are decidedly different for people who carry guns professionally and run to the sound of gunfire than it is for the rest of us. And so I took that same attitude, and when I started jiu-jitsu, I came to that. It's like, look, just grind it out, keep showing up, yada, 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 and eventually the progress will come. And it didn't. And I found myself getting really discouraged and struggling to find the motivation to keep showing up because I didn't feel like I had anything to show for it. And I wasn't getting a lot of feedback in terms of what I was doing well and what I needed to improve on. It was just keep showing up. It's like, well, that song gets tired after a while. So if you find yourself stagnated, whether it's at the gym, whether it's on the range, whatever, take a step back and evaluate. It may be worth seeking a change of atmosphere, change of environment, go to a new coach, go to a new instructor, get a new perspective on where you're at, and something might click that wasn't there before. This is one of the reasons why you typically hear a lot of the open enrollment firearms instructors encourage you to seek training from multiple people, because even if a lot of them are teaching effectively the same thing, and they are, because they're teaching you how to, break a shot off without moving the gun. At its core, that's what we're doing. People have different approaches. They have different ways of articulating things. And sometimes it's just a matter of timing, where, the whole adage of when the student is ready, the master will appear. So keep that in mind. If there's something that you're struggling with, and if you're not putting in the honest effort, then you've got to be honest with yourself there, because we're all really good at bullshitting ourselves, let's be honest. But whether or not you're really doing what needs to be done. If you are, but you're not seeing the results that you feel like you should, then it's very possible that an objective third party might have something of value to offer. So, if you're stuck in a rut, don't feel like you got to stay there. I hope it's helpful. It's, like I said, something I wish I'd have thought, come to sooner. So, other than that, hope it has a fantastic week. Stay dangerous. Stay sharp.